welcome back to the channel. Food. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe with like videos like this.
I don't think there is anything down here. I think it's just, whoa, wait. Oh God. There's still more. It's weird. Hurry up, I can't breathe. Oh. It really doesn't feel like you're supposed to be down here. I keep feeling like we're gonna run into somebody.
Are we back? Have we been through here already? Oh, yeah. I just took us a circle.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Ever seen anything like this? Vin Hub. So check it out. You scan the QR code, right? There's all the snacks. There's no employees. There are robots in here. There are robots taking your order. Oh my goodness. And they got everything. They got medicine. They got, oh my goodness. I have to order something.
Don't believe what you see. Don't believe what you see.
Hey, it's Glamham. Hurricane Melissa is doing things storms aren't supposed to do. Melissa went from a mild tropical storm to a Cat 5 monster in 24 hours. Winds jumped from 70 to 160 miles per hour, and the Prime Minister of Jamaica said flat out, no infrastructure in the region can withstand a Cat 5. But here's what's strange. Melissa's barely moving. Live science says it's slower than a person walking. When hurricanes crawl like this, rainfall stacks up, which means more floods and landslides. And this is late October, way past hurricane season. Washington Post says only 4% of all hurricanes ever reach Category 5. Well, Melissa just did in record time. Jamaica is no stranger to storms and hurricanes, but Melissa could top them all, not just in strength, but in rainfall and destruction.
Beer rain, my people in Kingston, Jamaica. Beer rain. Lightning all across. You hear that? You hear that, my people? You think I joke now, man? A beer rain a fall out here. Yo!
Bomber clouds of agony and despair.
Awan, sige na, ya, awan. Awan. Awan ini mah, awan hitam. Budah. Budah awan ini. Awan ini, awan hitam. Nah. Busa. Bau. Ini busa ini. Bau ini. Tahu ini apa ini bau ini? Oh, banyak.
Juga banyak.
What would you do if somebody fed you a steak that was pure mush? That's the inside of the steak. The whole steak just turns to mush. Y'all, there's a reason why I don't eat out. I just got a family meal from Roadhouse for my nephew because it's his favorite place in the whole world. I put that in my mouth and I thought I was going to hurl all over the place. Look at this steak. First of all, when I went to cut it, it just flopped. It's all cooked like differently, but look at the texture. It's like there's no sinew. What in the world is this? It was just mush in my mouth. When I went to bite into it, it was like mashed potatoes or pate and it has not necessarily a rotten smell, but like a funky smell. Like that's the inside of the steak. I don't think that's a steak. What was just sent to me? Like, this is, of course, it was brought to me because I've been sick, so I'm not in a position to look at that. It's just mush. I'm not in a position to drive it back up there. So can somebody tell me what that even is? And why? Have you ever seen a steak that just mushed like that? I put a bite of it in my mouth. I almost threw up all over the place. So somebody tell me what it is that I got. Tag Roadhouse in the comments, and maybe they can help me understand what in the world it is that I got.
He wrote the 10 rules for the one world government which still exists at the United Nations today. And they are: take God and prayer out of education. Number 2, reduce parental authority over children. Number 3, destroy the traditional Christian family structure. Number 4, if sex is free, make abortion easy and legal. 5, make divorce easy and legal, free people of the concept of traditional marriage. 6, make homosexuality the alternative lifestyle. 7, debase art, make it run mad. 8, use media to promote and change mindset. 9, create an interfaith movement without God. And 10, get governments to make all these laws and get the churches to endorse them. Let's just say the one thing not welcome at the United Nations is God.
Can anyone explain what's happening with my mirror? The spirals look 3D in real life. Did I accidentally open a portal, or what the heck? Let's find out if it's dust causing the weird spirals on my mirror. They're still there. And it's not a double-sided mirror, as some suggested.
Yep, portal confirmed. Just run fast through it.
We are living almost in the Truman Show. If you start trying to get out, crazy stuff starts happening. You get canceled. Think about the people getting canceled. It's like, it's bizarre. One of the things that happens is Truman starts to see cracks. He walks randomly into a building that he never goes into one day, and the elevator door is open. There's no elevator there. It's just a break room for all the actors in the Truman Show. And he like sees through the set, and he sees kind of behind the scenes one day, which is like someone in our life realizing that marketing and advertising and all this kind of stuff is ruining us. It's building a prison that we can't see, just like in the Truman Show. He starts like questioning reality. And the moment he does that, everyone around him steps in to say, whoa, 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 man, you need to come back to earth. You need to come back here and stay here. You need to stay here. Which is like, what do our friends do when we start going like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do that. I don't want to participate in that. It's very eerily similar. Truman is willing to die for the truth. And if you're in the business of finding truth and your price isn't your life, then you are for sale. Your version of truth is for sale.
Hold on, this is getting really weird. Y'all don't see the resemblance of Solomon's temple and Trump's ballroom that they're building at the White House. For some reason, it's a very uncanny resemblance. I mean, even from like measurements and things like that, like I think that that is really weird. And if you don't know the lore behind the third temple, follow me. I'm reading from the Bible app Haven. It says that the third temple is a significant topic in Bible prophecy. A lot of people believe that the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem is a crucial event that will precede the return of Jesus Christ. Now we got some scripture. 2 Thessalonians, it talks about the Antichrist. This is the person who will exalt himself above God, and he will oppose God. And he will sit in the temple of God and show himself to be God. So understand that there has to be a temple in order for the Antichrist to go into the temple and proclaim himself to be God. This is talking about the son of perdition, the man of sin. And so now I'm starting to wonder, is this Baal room that strikingly resembles, because we think it's gonna be built in Jerusalem, but what if a wool is being pulled over our heads? And we know how like even Trump said we have technology that can like change times and like things like that. And so that's one thing I'm looking at, but also it says that Satan will look to change the times in the events and things like that. So have we been bamboozled with history, right? Is history a big lie? Is certain lands really what they are supposed to be? Are biblical lands different than the lands that we've named today? And so is he building this ballroom that is actually going to be a Baal, you know, like the Canaanite god Baal, who they used to sacrifice their kids to? This is getting a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie.
Ini loh saudara lo nih, bawa sekalian ini.
I would say it is Titanic. I feel they're gonna have to shut the hotel down. We'll never forget this time. This is the woman I
Wow,
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, but what is the point of the door?
And that's the famous door, only in Philly.
The reason why they're doing this is that they want us to become entranced by the idea of this religion, to have it be cool, to have it be trendy. So one of the things they do is this symbol, which is 666. Each finger is one of the stems of the 6. So you'll see people do stuff like this. You'll also see them put their finger over their eye like this. That's the all-seeing eye. Or they'll do this a lot. You'll have this kind of symbolism. So they're out there putting out these sigils and signs and codes and symbols, and they do it through things like pop music. So people start watching what's ever popular, and they're seeing flames, and they're seeing people dancing around in Baphomet horns, and they're seeing all this really strange stuff. Their goal, again, is to acquaint us with their religion so that if they get their goal realized, which is to create a massive world economic collapse, greatly reduce population, and then come out as our liberators, giving us this technology, giving us what they consider to be freedom, we would actually be trading our sovereignty for a much greater level of tyranny.
Let me see. Mom just bought that? What the? She drank some? No, I was scared to drink it. It's Jello.
You know what he did 2 days before he killed himself? Epstein's estate transferred $577 million into a trust he created 2 days before his death. and it was called the 1953 Trust. Why 1953? That's the year he was born. A little weird. 2 days before, either you are like fully prepared, or it's a little weird. And Epstein was arrested in July 2019 and died just 1 month later. And by the way, that money that, you know, the 2 days before he died, he moved the $577 million into the 1953 trust. That $577 million moved all the way down to $40 million. Just recently, January of 2025, the estate received another $112 million in a tax refund. Now the money is back up to $145 million. It used to be at $40 million. A little weird that the money is still moving around. And a couple names in this case you got to be looking at: attorney and accountant Darren Indike and Richard Kahn, and in the back end, as a backup, is a guy named Boris Nikolic.
3i Atlas alien technology. And of course, you know, if it is alien technology, you can't do the calculation of the mass in rocks in interstellar space because this object is targeting the inner solar system. And, you know, it will pass closest to the sun on October 29th, 2025. I got a text message the other day from someone who said that he is trading options on the volatility of the market with an expiration date of October 29th in order to make money. And I immediately thought that I don't know if there will be meaning to money if this object turns out to be technological after October 29th. If you want to take a vacation, take it before that date, because who knows what will happen. Now, it could be a mothership that releases mini probes, you know, that they come to Earth. The Galileo project that I'm leading is looking for unidentified anomalous phenomena, and we have now 3 observatories, and we will check if after October there is more activity. You know, that would be interesting to check. But as of now, you know, people, astronomers, what you will hear is the sort of the party claim that this is a comet. Now, a comet, by the way, just like a zebra is identified by its stripes, right? That's what I mean, how do you tell the difference between a horse and a zebra? It's the stripe. Okay, so how do you tell a comet from a rock that doesn't have any eyes? You tell it by the cometary tail. Okay, that's what distinguishes the comet. And in this case, just yesterday, there was the first analysis of the image from the Hubble Space Telescope of this object. And guess what? There is no tail. But more importantly, there is glow in front of the object instead of behind it.
2027, the year everything changes. We have talked about the idea that open contact is about to happen, is imminent. Within 2 years, they will be officially introduced to your society. At first, most likely hybrids, Pleiadians, and then others.
This is possibly the worst thing that could have happened to Brigitte Macron, given this lawsuit and this news cycle. Brigitte Macron, wife of French President Emmanuel Macron, was registered as a man in the tax registry. What? 2 suspects identified. Oh no. Brigitte Macron, wife of French President Emmanuel Macron, was registered as a man, reportedly as a result of tampering. 2 suspects are identified in an investigation tampering at Brigitte Macron. Maybe they're the people who stole from the Louvre earlier this month. Shocking discovery will be reported tomorrow. French TV channel dedicated a news segment to the French First Lady. We'll play that for you in a second. Seemingly absurd rumor that she was born a man. Before you think that this is a conspiracy theory on steroids, let me remind you, shocking revelation of Brigitte's chief of staff, French Emmanuel President, discovered that her tax account on France's official website listed her as a male under the name Jean Michael. Here's the video and the original report.
À l'Élysée, dans le bureau de la Première Dame, c'est une découverte qui a semé un vent de panique.
Madame Macron, comme beaucoup de Français, va consulter son espace personnel sur le site impôts.gouv.fr. Elle se connecte et elle voit dans la partie en haut à droite qu'il n'y a pas écrit Brigitte Macron, mais qu'il y a marqué Jean-Michel dit Brigitte Macron. Et donc là, vous avez, au-delà du haut le cœur, vous êtes totalement surpris.
Tristan Bromet s'exprime pour la première fois. Il est le directeur de cabinet de Brigitte Macron et son plus proche collaborateur depuis 2017.
Je refais la manipulation avec elle, je regarde, effectivement, c'est une partie qui est réservée à votre identifiant, c'est-à-dire votre identité, et c'est une partie que vous ne pouvez pas modifier. Madame Macron porte plainte avec son avocat pour savoir en fait, pour qu'il y ait une enquête pour savoir d'où ça vient. Et donc les enquêteurs ont identifié 2 personnes.
And we're not naive. The tampering is just a cover-up.
Aquí. ¿Qué? ¿Quién es? ¿Ven a dónde? ¿Aquí dónde? ¿Quién es? Pero ella se fue con mami. ¿Quién es? Galilea se fue con mami.
The big money is body parts. It's not just about sex trafficking. It's that when the sex trafficked children and people are used up, they're converted to body parts and sold on the black market to black transplantologists. I hate to say this. This is really, really distressing to me to say this, but I honestly think every major food manufacturing, meat manufacturing, processing plant ought to be tested for human meat. The concentration of human meat. I think they have a way of doing that, and they claim they do because they shut down a couple McDonald's. And we've heard people, remember Rabbi Finkelstein in New York? He was bragging about this. He was talking about, you know, not letting it go to waste, putting it in the meat, and nobody believed him. But then later, this whole thing McDonald's came out.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here, people? So it's being run, and Ukraine is the center of it.
All right, so we're here in Hollywood. Hollywood Boulevard. They're going Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? But look at the top of the building. Look what it says. Freemasonry builds its temples among the nations and in the hearts of men. Look at this. This is no other than Hollywood Boulevard.
Women, please stop buying our vibrating broomsticks, using them, and then returning them. Because, again, we know. I work at Spur Halloween, and please do not buy animatronics, get freaky with them, and then return them to us. None of our animatronics are anything I would ever consider to be attractive, but believe it or not, we have many men come in, buy an animatronic, use it for purposes, and then return it back to us. Now, we know immediately when this has happened, but store policy requires us to accept any animatronics brought back to the store as long as they're in working condition. So as long as it moves in the same way it's designed to do, it's returnable, and we have to put it back on the store floor no matter what condition it's in. Now, what do I mean by condition? I'm not going to get graphic, but we, for our own sanity, clean out the inside of the animatronics because we don't feel comfortable putting them out on the store floor with residue inside of them. So if you are going to return your used animatronic, please just do us the courtesy of cleaning it out so that we don't have to. Also, this isn't just a men's problem. Women, please stop buying our vibrating broomsticks, using them, and then returning them because, again, we know.
And how did it find out?
All right, I want you guys to have a look at this. This is at a McDonald's playground where children are caged in between the burger. Now, let me just start by saying this is for entertainment purposes only, guys. But I want you to think very critically right now. This was displayed in one of the signs at McDonald's. Our secret ingredient is our people. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there was a massive investigation not too long ago that found, yeah, the fact checkers obviously are like, no, that's not true, blah, 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 but like, You guys know about the Red Shoe Club? Now, I can't talk about these things here because I'm going to get banned and demonetized, but if you guys want to know the truth to what's going on with McDonald's and what is actually in their burgers,
The fuck is wrong with you?
Yo, did you hear what happened under CERN last month?
The particle thing again? Bro, they've been smashing atoms for years.
Nah, this time was different. They didn't find a particle, they found a pattern like something was watching them back.
Watching them? What? Like AI?
No, the cameras picked up a reflection that wasn't from this side of space. A figure made of pure static. Every time they turned the collider on, it got clearer.
You're saying CERN opened a portal?
Not a portal, a mirror. They called it Project God's Shadow. The figure started mimicking every scientist in the room. Then it looked directly into the camera and smiled.
Bro, what happened next?
They shut it down in 0.6 seconds, but here's the part nobody knows. The reflection didn't disappear. It walked away.
Hey, Mike, Lucas, vous allez voir. On dirait pas sa pièce de l'autre côté. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? On dirait exactement la même pièce. Je trouve que c'est exactement le même truc, il y avait exactement ça avec les petits conduits là. Ouais. Je viens de penser à un truc là. Quoi? Je viens de comprendre en fait comment il est fait le bâtiment. C'est en symétrie. Et du coup, là il y a la pièce. Du coup, ici il y a le couloir. Ah putain, c'est le couloir, c'est le.
Countries with the most missing children. Italy, 21,951 missing children each year. South Korea, 25,690 missing children each year. Russia, 45,000 missing children each year. Canada, 45,288 missing children each year. India, 96,000 missing children each year. Germany, 100,000 missing children each year. United Kingdom, 112,835 missing children each year. United States, 460,000 missing children each year, with 2,300 children going missing every day.
Could somebody explain to me what the hell this is? I mean, at this point, y'all are doing all these types of alternative medicines and whatever you come up with to say, yeah, this releases tensions and the impurities in the body. Like, what is this? You dribbling his ass like a damn basketball? So, and this guy actually paid this guy for him to fuck this table. That's what he paid him to do. This is insane. He getting money from this. He's getting money. So somehow I guess he's going to wake up. All right, sir, that is the end of your session. You've fucked the shit out of my table. Then all your impurities gone. Just drink you some water. Like, this is ridiculous. When does it stop? And it shows me, like, it's a sucker born every minute, man. I'm about to come up with me something to do. Like some type of thing where I pull the earlobe or something and that helps.
He could have done it at home for free.
The real Rosicrucians, they are a network of highly psychic Christians, Christian mystics. They're able to converse with and interact with higher angelic beings who fill them in on the bigger picture and what's really going on and what their divine task is within the history of humanity. That's why they are a positive secret society, because they ultimately serve the divine will, but they do it through a higher understanding than just your regular Christian who only reads the Bible in a more like literal kind of way. So within their tradition, there's this interesting book called the Coptic Anomalies, and it's a book from 1670 put out by a guy named Abbé de Villers. This guy wrote this book in order to expose the influence of non-human intelligences on human history. So he gets all into the class of beings called elementals, which are sylphs, nymphs, gnomes, and salamanders. These four beings, they're all humanoid. So even though we think about salamanders nowadays as little lizards, back then it was a code word for essentially reptilian-looking humanoids that were associated with fire. And the gnomes were humanoids that were kind of short and associated with earth. And the nymphs were basically, for the most part, beautiful, superhuman-looking women associated with water. And sylphs were superhuman men and women associated with the air. So it's kind of interesting that nowadays within the abduction field, you always hear about greys, which are like short. You hear about reptilian humanoids, and you hear about these Nordic type beings. I find the correspondence between those two curious.
There are many pictures about the Russian liberating Auschwitz, and there's never any snow. And the snow was honestly that high. And so I have some connection with the Russian embassy, and I was there once, and I said, something puzzles me. Those photos are fakes because there's no snow. And they said, well, yes, they are not fakes, but when the army came, they didn't have cameras, they didn't photograph. So only much later, when they realized we should have pictures of it, they took pictures like you see now. But this is definitely not in Auschwitz and not the liberation of Auschwitz. There were not that many people with clothes and children and no snow.
Can y'all tell me why I turned on my TV and this is what I saw?
It is said that surprise is one part secrecy and one part speed.
What in the world is going on? Okay, TikTok algorithms, got it, understood. Why is that on my TV? Does anybody know what's going on?
And we still don't know what Group 7 is.
I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna walk you through now, I have a friend that works that he would see and hear things coming from these furnaces when they're burning the bodies. So when I'm walking through here, they usually put the urns out to send to the families. So when I'm walking here at night, I walk right by these urns that they put on these tables here. And then I come down, freaking out.
So guys, I just got fired.
Did she get fired too?
He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in. So we decided to slow this clip down, and we're going to watch this clip slow down so you can see that it is exactly 834 milliseconds from the time that you hear the shot. That is how long it takes for Mikey McCoy to put the phone to his ear. Now, why is that precise timing so important? Because there's no dialing. Mikey didn't have time to dial, okay? You can't dial and put your phone to an ear in 0.834 seconds. The next time that you're going to see Mikey McCoy, as we just showed you, is in just under 2.5 seconds on the other side of the tent. He's on a phone call. So we can track Mikey, but let's watch the clip again in milliseconds so you really grasp how quickly this transpires. So when this clip was brought there we go, we're tracking that. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file, a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Mikey from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know. Maybe we missed it, because that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick, and no, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car. When Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather, he is still on the phone. And I can show you the clip of that. Take a look at this. Don't worry, we'll slow it down for you. See him in the background with the backpack. It's Mikey McCoy, okay. So what are we to make of that? The only logical conclusion that I can come up with, and many others, because I've pressed, I said, play devil's advocate. I want you to advocate for Mikey McCoy. I want you to play lawyer, and you are representing your client, Mikey McCoy. What was he do? How did he do it this quickly? No one could win this game. The only logical conclusion we come up with was that Mikey was already on a phone call at 12:23 p.m. By 12:23 p.m., he was already on a phone call.
Congratulations to this AI politician who is pregnant. That's right, Albania's Minister for AI is a bot and is due to give birth to 83 children. Yella acts like a virtual assistant, and the country's Prime Minister has announced she's having chatbot children who will help MPs carry out their day-to-day tasks.
And who cracked that? ChatGPT?
See, this is the shit that makes me question everything right here. A whole truck filled with monkeys overturned in Mississippi today. And these wasn't no regular monkeys. These monkeys have hepatitis C, COVID, herpes. You heard what I just said, right? The lab monkeys, the one they use for testing. And apparently this truck is casually driving around with them like it's normal. First of all, why don't monkeys even got herpes? Like, what experiments they running in that lab? You mean to tell me there's a truck out here moving a whole zoo of biohazards down the highway with no protection, no containment, no nothing? The truck crashed. Monkeys escaped, and officials are telling people, hey, don't go near the monkeys if you see them. And if you see monkeys, call the authorities. Call the authorities. These monkeys got herpes and COVID. Y'all better call God. And this is exactly how new viruses start. They'll be like, mysterious new outbreak, origin unknown. Meanwhile, y'all had a truck full of infected monkeys riding down a highway with no seatbelts on. Crazy thing is, it's always hush-hush until something happens. Something crashes, something leaks, something escapes. Now y'all want to quarantine a whole area. What's even crazier is this ain't even the first time. They've been moving lab animals for years. We just don't find out about them until one flips over on a highway in Mississippi. So if you wake up next month and hear a new virus detected in the South, don't be surprised. We already know where it came from. The damn monkeys in a damn truck. I'm out.
So the Cyclopeans, because they only had a single eye, eliminated their depth perception. Their ability to energetically feel things in their environment, that's how they compensated for it.
Right.
The insectoids had something of a leg up because of their developed telepathic abilities.
Well, you'd think that that would have given the insectoids a great advantage in the war and that they would win.
Absolutely.
How come they didn't?
The numbers. The insectoids were outnumbered by the cyclopeans and the humanoids.
That's want to check something real quick. Yeah, we got 11 inches.
Okay, what's that?
Sir, can you help me out?
No, I can't help you out.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm getting what I paid for, you know what I mean?
You talking to him. Why are you in my face telling me?
Like, can you make me like an extra inch or something?
No. I will help you, but I will give you my owner's phone number.
Yeah, can we call the owner here?
You can try to get hold of him. I just never seen nobody actually do that.
Hey, is this the manager?
Yeah, this is the manager. What's up?
I'm trying to get a refund. I measured your foot long and it wasn't a foot long.
They're all a foot long. Please don't play games with me.
The ladies would say that extra inch does matter.
I'm going to show you an 18-second recording, which he has given me permission to use.
Oh, wow.
18 seconds, he drops into another language.
Has it been translated since?
Not translated, but I have given it to, and I can't even say the person who has somewhat validated it because he didn't want to be on public record. As he's a professor of ancient linguistics, but when he found out the context of where I got it from, he's like, career suicide. My name cannot go because it's spiritual.
Yeah, right.
I'll let you listen to it first.
Yeah, cool.
And just
What the hell?
So I sent that to a particular professor of ancient linguistics, and I didn't tell him the context first. I just said, can you recognize this language? And he said, professional opinion or personal opinion? I said, both. He said, professionally, we have lost a lot of languages from ancient times, but it's definitely Mesopotamian.
Wow.
Right? Which is during that period of time. And then he says, but if I had to guess, it most resembles ancient Egyptian.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that happens to be the context of where he was. And right before when he dropped into this language, he mumbled something first. And I said, what was that? What did you just say? And then he mumbled something else in this other language. And I said, what language is that? And he just says, the first.
This is my favorite episode ever.
And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.